In this lesson, we'll start to discover how we can conquer the math that's involved in chemistry by using a technique called dimensional analysis. Let's first start with something simple. Let's say we have a measurement like 18.0 inches, and we want to change those inches into centimeters. The first thing that I would want to do is honestly Google how many inches are in centimeters or vice versa. So I go and I look that up in a table or on the internet, and I see that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. Okay, so what do we do with that? Well, there's two things we can use to handle this. Thing one, since this is only a one-step process, we can use proportions. We know that there's 1 inch in every 2.54 centimeters. And we're starting with 18 inches in this case. And we don't know how many centimeters that is. Then we could cross multiply, and we could find out that it would be 18 inches times 2.54 centimeters would equal 1 inch times a mystery number of centimeters. I would divide over that 1 inch to cancel out these inches units, and I would find out that my centimeters, my x value and my proportion is equal to 45.7 centimeters. Nicely rounded with sig figs and everything. Or I can use a faster method called dimensional analysis. In this method, you set up a series of proportions, either by multiplying fractions together or by using a convenient bar chart. I'm a really big fan of the bar chart, so that's what I'm going to use for most of my videos. Okay, so in this case, you would always put the given quantity in this first box. So I'm going to write down 18.0 inches. The next thing you would do is you would put the same units in a diagonal position. In this case, we're going to take the equality that we found earlier and turn them into a proportion that equals 1. Okay, so if I put 1 inch on the bottom here, then I would put 2.54 centimeters on top. That basically represents a number that equals 1. If you have 2.54 centimeters divided by 1 inch, since those two things are equal to each other, they equal 1. That way, I'm multiplying my 18 inches by something that intrinsically means 1, which means that it's not changing its identity. We're only changing the units. Let's focus back on this grid and zoom in on a couple of important features. Notice how the units of these 18 inches are diagonal to these 1 inches. If we do math where we multiply across the top, 18 inches times 2.54 centimeters, and we just multiplied across the top, we'd end up with these crazy units of inches times centimeters. But if you then divide by the thing on the bottom, if you divide by the 1 inch, these inches units will cancel out, leaving us only with the unit that we desired in the first place, the centimeters. You see, if we do this math, we'll end up with the same answer of 45.7 centimeters. This method allows us to set up any kind of dimension changing or unit changing in a way that looks like this up here at the top. If we have our given unit and then we use an equality where the two quantities equal each other. And we put the given unit of that equality on the bottom part of our bar chart, and the wanted unit on the top, or the desired unit, will always end up canceling out the given unit, making sure that that unit goes away in our calculations and ending our calculations with our desired unit. Let's do another example. Let's say we ran a reaction overnight for 18.0 hours. But we needed to figure out how much current it used or something like that. And we actually needed these hours to be an SI unit of seconds. We can use our dimensional analysis in a much more efficient fashion than proportions. So here's what we're going to do. We'll put our given unit in the beginning, 18.0 hours, and write our desired unit all the way at the end. We want to end with seconds on the top. Now all we need to do is brainstorm miniature steps to go from hours to seconds. We basically need a middle step. I don't know about you, but I remember grade school, so I remember that minutes is our in-between unit with time. And I remembered that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Now, this is really cool. My hours cancel out, and all I need to do is get rid of the minutes. So I remember that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. I perform the rest of my dimensional analysis. I make sure that my minutes are canceling out because they are on diagonal spots, and I end with seconds. Now on my calculator, even though there's ones here on the bottom, let's go over what I would punch in. I would write down, or rather I would type into my calculator 18 times 60 times 60. And then I would likely hit the equals button just to make sure I didn't screw anything up. And then I would hit divide by 1, equals button, and divide by 1 again. Though we don't need to divide by 1 in this circumstance, this really helps, especially if you're using a scientific calculator when we get to more complex calculations later. And just for your sanity, wanted to make sure that I reported that we had 6.48 times 10 to the 4 seconds in 18 hours. Now you have everything you need to start doing some more advanced dimensional analysis.